What's up? It's Tom. Let's talk about this spring breakout game that happened this afternoon. On Saturday, the Twins prospects were playing the Blue Jays prospects. It was an uneven matchup, and the game was uneven. We'll get into more detail on that in just a moment, but this was the starting lineup, and, my first reaction was, wait a minute, this doesn't look like the starting lineup we got, a little bit back, because that one had Kalen Culpepper in it. That one had Kyle DeBarge in it. That had Ricardo Olivar in it, which he did play in this game, but he did not start. Well, it turned out that Kalen Culpepper has a bit of a hamstring injury. It doesn't sound serious. Not sure why Kyle DeBarge didn't play. Pretty easy to guess that's also injury-related, but I haven't seen anything reported on him. So, we already didn't have Walker Jenkins. We already didn't have Emmanuel Rodriguez. So now we have also missing Culpepper and DeBarge from last year's draft. Kind of did a lot to take a little bit of air out of this event for Twins fans, but still, focusing on the guys that are here. Luke Keaschall, obviously, huge prospect, the Twins' number 3 prospect, a consensus top 50 or 60 prospect across all of baseball. Having a really great spring for the Twins, DH'd in this one, so it's not like this was a complete nobodies that the Twins sent into this game, but it didn't go well. The Blue Jays had a pretty kind of star-packed roster in terms of their system, and the Twins, this highlight kind of sums up a lot of how the game went. The Blue Jays won 10-0 in this one, so it was a bit tough to watch. Not a ton of highlights on the Twins side, but we've got some things to go over. But to boil things down, these were the top 3 pitching prospects that appeared in this game for the Twins. These rankings are according to my zine that I made that's available. So Jalen Nowlin, number 38, Tanner Hall, number 41, and Kyle Bischoff, number 50, all featured in that last edition of the zine. So not exactly your biggest name Twins pitching prospects. No disrespect to those guys. Maybe those guys end up as big leaguers. It's not impossible to envision that. But you switch gears and take a look at the Blue Jays. They had 3 of their top 10 prospects pitched in this game. One of them, Jake Bloss, who started, has pitched in the big leagues for the Astros before he got traded to the Toronto. In his first full pro season, he made it to the big leagues. I get he's still a prospect, but what is this guy doing pitching in the spring breakout game? Well, whatever. There's no rules really. Hey, if Toronto wants to do that, that's fine. But boy, could you tell? You really could tell Jake Bloss has pitched in the upper minors and even in the major leagues. Some of the guys the Twins that rolled out there looked like they'd never seen pitching before. These 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old guys. Switching gears here. There were some good that happened. Let's switch gears. The defense was pretty bad for the Twins in this game, but there were 2 really standout plays that were nice plays. Eduardo Beltre, this one's a little bit less sensational, but a nice sliding catch. 18-year-old guy. I have him in my top 10. I'm really excited about Eduardo Beltre, but he's 18 years old playing in this game, playing center. And then amazing Brandon Winokur, who nobody thinks can play shortstop because he's like 7 feet tall, made a great stop at shortstop. And then you see his big asset there is his arm. He has a cannon arm at shortstop. Not the most agile guy. Even he's still young, and he's already not. It's easy to see why people don't think he can stick at shortstop, but that play kind of shows a lot about why the Twins are keeping him there, and about how I think he could be a very good third baseman potentially someday. I don't think he's just destined to be an outfielder. Again, that was Brandon Winokur. Let's take a look at some of the more full highlights from the game. Those were the 2 big defensive highlights for the Twins. Luke Keaschall, again, the top prospect of the Twins in this game. He got things started great with a single up the middle. Again, this guy's having a great spring. Is going to be playing for the Twins, and got thrown out stealing, but that meant we got a Keaschall cut of the flow, the great hair that he has. Eduardo Beltre, this was kind of adorable. He's one of the guys that Bloss bullied, and he tried to get a 4th strike, and the umpire, no, you only get 3 strikes, sir. Tanner Hall started this game for the Twins. There's been some buzz about a velo jump for him. We didn't see it in this game, but he did miss some bats, and he got through his couple innings. without too much damage. There's lots of traffic on the bases, though. Here's a nice play by Rain Doncone playing third base. Looks like he's added some good weight. He kind of needed to thicken up. But Jason Doktorczyk, who the Twins drafted in the 9th round last year, who has not played yet, had kind of the roughest outing in this game, gave up a lot of runs, but there you saw Winokur made an error. Here, Gabriel Gonzalez plays this ball into a double. Rough. He makes this catch, but yeah, Gabriel Gonzalez, in his defense, he's more of a right fielder than a left fielder, but he doesn't always track balls well. We'll put it that way. Diego Cartaya started this game behind the plate and got a single. Just want to kind of hats off to him because new to the organization, he probably hasn't caught hardly any of these guys who pitched in this game, let alone in-game conditions. So, I figured the guy new to the organization, yes, he's definitely a guy who you would push forward as sort of the biggest Twins catching prospect. So it totally makes sense why he was the starting catcher. But, potentially a tough assignment for him to be catching all these pitchers that maybe he hasn't caught before. And most of them for the Twins had poor command today. So that was a tough draw for Diego Cartaya, and I thought he did a pretty solid job. But based off of the pitchers who appeared in this game for the Twins, this is each of their top pitch velocity. We did get Baseball Savant data for this one, with the game being in Dunedin, where Toronto spring training plays and their Class A ball team plays there as well. So Kyle Bischoff was the guy who topped out at the highest, 96.7. Nothing too crazy there, but he gave up some runs in his outing. So Tanner Hall, again, 91.9 was what he topped out at. So he basically looked like the Tanner Hall we've seen. So maybe he just had a hot velo day, or he had a big bullpen one game where kind of word got out that he was throwing harder. Maybe we'll see that down the line, that'll come back again. But today we did not see that from him. Top exit velocities, all the hard hit balls. Dieber De Los Santos with a 102.5 exit velocity. He's 18 years old. Guy who I have in the top 25 Twins prospects right now. Very young. Ben Ross also, and then Luke Keaschall with 2 well-hit balls. Gabriel Gonzalez did hit a ball hard, did get one of the Twins, 4 hits in this game, so don't want to pick on him too much, but just kind of want to make it clear, don't expect too much out of him in the field. He does have a good arm, though. So, kind of a disappointing game, not a whole lot to take away positively for the Twins. But, it is what it is. Again, they kind of sent a pretty soft roster, in my opinion. It's hard to say that without disrespecting the guys who were there. I hate to kick dirt on those guys. And there were a couple of nice plays and some good showings, but Toronto, I highlighted the pitchers, but they also sent a lot of their best position player prospects as well. So, not too surprised things went the way they did. Really excited, though, just to see the prospects, see these guys. Also really cool to see some of these players together who we're not going to see at the same affiliates, and to see them all in the Twins garb. All these, I'm used to seeing all these guys in the Mighty Muscles jerseys or the Colonels jerseys. It's just neat to see them wearing looking like actual Minnesota Twins. It's just a fun element to this spring breakout thing. So I enjoyed it, even though there wasn't a whole lot of positives to pull out of it. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk again soon.